And welcome, guys, to another little introduction or whatever from our little streams that we've been having going on at Twitch. Last night I tried to stream and everything else, and the weather and internet just did not want to cooperate. So I was like, well, I'll just research into pathfinding how to get this all going and everything. And well, my internet and everything didn't and wouldn't cooperate for like hours and hours anyway. So I was like, well, I'll just start up and everything else. I'll make the basic, just path, nothing too intimate or too severe. I've got the saving a little bit integrated. We can now like save and load. It won't load up the enemies, but it'll load up every tower we have. So if I hit save right here, it'll save all this. And notice there's no pause or nothing. It's actually really light. It happens real quickly. And then we just get load, and it will load up all of our towers after a slight little thing. And there we go. I think that's it. Boom. Or did it bug out on us? Okay, that's a save. And there should be a tower here. Yeah, there's a tower there. I was like, wait a minute, did I just find a bug? But anyway, for the most part, I think it works pretty alright. We can save and load towers in. I'm going to do the enemies. It's just the, you just have to construct it. It's really quite easy too. I think I even got some of the logic there. I just need to have it pass like an object to save, a list of enemies and stuff like that. It's not that bad, most of it probably will be almost exactly like the tower class for it, but it's not that bad. Now, each one of them have their own health right now and stuff, and our little crawler enemies are really simple. I actually had all the code actually already written, except the movement itself, which is very basic, just lerping to a position, an array of an array of vectors. It's very, very simple. You'll actually probably be surprised on how simple the code is that they're moving, and it's actually quite nice. It runs pretty good. I was profiling it and stuff. And none of these bullets or enemies or anything is actually garbage object pooled. So we can actually use a lot of really great optimizations in the background later on. I didn't integrate them just because of just flat. I didn't need to. I didn't think. I'm like, I don't really need to do this yet. Why code in something that I may never have a problem with? I mean, they're 2D. There's not much CG going on. I don't have a lot of everything going on. The only thing that's actually that's maybe a little high is the bullets, and that's it. The enemies, they only happen every 0.3 seconds, and they're not very like hardcore on memory, so I don't suspect it leaves too much of a footprint just to let the enemies just be destroyed. I let this run just like this for, I want to say, like about a couple hours, and I never like got an error like, hey, you ran out of memory or anything like that. So I suspect it'll just be fine. Our saving works. I don't have any type of menu or anything like that going on right now, so because that's simple stuff that can be done very, very later on. We can't destroy a turret or anything like that right now because the enemies have no guns, but they do have colliders. My towers do have trigger colliders or something, I believe, because that's what I'm using for the detection for my mouse. Which actually, believe it or not, I can quit doing array anyway and just do a mouse position in the world space and just look it up through a tile map if I really wanted to, and get rid of a lot of raycasting every frame. But we haven't got to an issue for that, and like I said, if you don't have problems with it, don't start coding in something stupid, right? It's like I want to buy a brand new car so I can fix it. It doesn't make sense to me. It never did. Okay? Sure, it might run, I may get 3 or 4 FPS, but I guarantee if I put a frame counter on this, which I probably will for testing out later on, most likely I will. Actually, let's see what the CPU usage is on this thing anyway. Okay, if it wants to come up, are you going to come up? Okay, so performance-wise, I'm using a lot of CPU just because of, okay, I'm using 12%, 17%, and 66 megs of memory. Woo, right? I mean, it's not that big. And like I said, hello, most games you'll use easily, a gig easily? And this is a 64-bit operating system. It can go clear all the way up to like 2, I think, or something. But CPU usage, being that it's like 12%, I can almost put money on it right now that I'm getting like 60 or higher. Maybe it's just 60 capped. So, yeah. Not worried, not worried, not worried. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But, I think my next step is going to make the enemies probably shoot and everything, because shooting enemies would be a lot more interesting besides these little, hexagons floating around and dying like almost instantaneous. I need to give them more health, make it a lot harder, stuff like that. And what I'm thinking is, for our controls and stuff, like just in general, I think what I'm going to do is have our little guy where we're going to be able to walk around and exit the map. Okay, you're going to be able to click on my guy, and then he'll exit the map, and then we can literally just load up a different level or different part. We can always load up a different thing over here, kind of like have you ever seen like Resident Evil, how they go from one scene to the next and then you open another door? Do something like that. Have it just go someplace else, and then we just fight enemies or whatnot. And then we can always come back here, and there'd be no enemies, or there'd be some spawning or whatnot, just like they are now, but just flat have different parts. Make it more interesting. Like when I leave, the enemies that when I come back are like really a lot harder, or maybe they're just fine. Come back and always have like a couple of turrets just flat destroyed or whatnot. Or just give it a global function of like X amount of damage is done to your turrets when you're left for so long. That would be kind of cool. Because then that would encourage you to keep going around and around and around, trying to keep your bases up or whatnot, or all your worlds up, like defending your territory, right? That I think would be cool. But anyway, guys, I think that's enough of your time. Now remember, I try to stream pretty. I'll probably be on stream another time this week. I can almost put money on it right now that it'll be Sunday night, guaranteed. Because a lot of times I'm not doing too much. And, you know, you can always hit me up on Twitter. I really need to, like, post a thing and see where my Twitter account thingy is. It's at Wardon5081, I believe. Pretty sure about that. Yeah, but remember to hit like, subscribe, and this is the progress that I made. It's a little off screen on this one, but you didn't miss much, I promise you. You're actually probably going to be surprised on how little it was. The next movement thing that we're going to do is try to get these our enemies actually probably saving and shooting back at me. That probably would be more interesting. Well, not probably. It will be a lot more interesting. And then we're going to probably need to take some form of we're probably going to need we're going to need a player base of some kind. Yeah, that's definitely going to be the case. We need a player base. You know, we just flat need a player base. Which also brings up the technological issue of getting something that looks like something on my mouse. Because this is utterly ridiculous to not have. Or maybe have some repair bots or something flying around. Who knows? But anyway, guys. Peace out, everybody. Take care. And hope to see you in Twitch sometime. But thank you very much. And this is War. Over and out.